the Lakers, who have yet to make any moves here in this offseason, as they mostly have the same roster they did last season, could be in the market for a backup point guard due to a recent report. And this is not just any guy, as he is considered as one of the best backup point guards in this league, and he could be on the Lakers squad for only a veteran minimum contract. What's good, y'all, and welcome to another Lakers Digest video. I'm your host, Okechi Apakama, and before we get into everything we have for you for today's video, guys, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. And we recently just passed 2,600 subscribers, so I just want to thank you guys, and I appreciate all of y'all. Now, with that out of the way, let's hop straight into today's topic, as the Lakers could target Tyus Jones. So, the Lakers, who haven't really made any moves this offseason, and that's mainly because they have too many guaranteed roster spots, as they have 15 guaranteed contracts going into next season already. And that's mainly because they had a lot of player options, and a lot of guys picked up their player option, as the market really didn't show that they can get more money than they were offered. So that's why the Lakers have all these roster spots and haven't really made a move around the edges like we thought they would. But according to a recent report here, this is from Heavy Sports and also linked from Bleacher Report, as Tyus Jones loomed as a potential trade deadline target for this team. The same qualities that attracted the Lakers then could steer them back towards the floor general now. The 28-year-old is arguably the best unsigned player left, is one of the association's best decision makers, Buckley wrote on July 18th. Jones is a true point guard, someone who limits turnovers and passes at an elite level. For his career, he's had more than 2,500 assists and fewer than 500 giveaways. He's not just a passing specialist, though. He packs a decent and efficient scoring punch, too. He has posted career highs in each of the last 3 seasons, topping out, for now, this past season with an even 12 points per tilt to go along with 48.9 from the field, 41% from 3, 80% from the field, and shooting flashes, Buckley wrote. So that is a little bit with Tyus Jones, as the Lakers did target him during the deadline, but there wasn't really a trade that came to fruition for the Lakers that made sense, so that's why the deal wasn't done. And then Tyus Jones became a free agent for the Washington Wizards, and it looks like they'll be moving in a different direction, probably going in a younger direction, finding a more person of their timeline there. So Tyus Jones could be open to any of these contenders here, and he is probably one of the best guys out there left on the free agent market, as he has shown before that he can play in a winning situation. He was on those Memphis Grizzlies teams, and a big reason why those Grizzlies teams played well without Ja Morant, as he was a very serviceable guard and a very high-level floor general for them. He really ran their offense to a T. He didn't really do too much. He wasn't a guy that wasn't going to go out of his comfort zone. He was just going to play within himself and play smart, and that really helped the Memphis Grizzlies teams really play well in those non-Ja Morant minutes. And that is something that I can possibly see for a guy like him or Tyus Jones on this Lakers squad, as he's a guy that can definitely make his name be heard. So let's look at some more of these stats that he had here from last season, as he averaged about 12 points per game, which was near a career high for him, with 7.3 assists to go along with 1.1 steals. He also shot 48% from the field, which was very impressive, 41% from 3, and look at this number here. He shot 47% on corner threes, which is very important if you're on a team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And then 79% of his threes were assisted on, and then 38% of his shots were from 3. And he's also a guy who's at or in his prime at that 28-year-old mark, or 28 age-year-old mark. And usually guys in that age range kind of know what they are at this point. You know what they're getting as the type of player. As like I said, he's a very serviceable guard, high IQ player, very cerebral, makes very smart and sound decisions, never really plays outside of himself. So that is something that the Lakers can definitely use. And that gets me to my next topic here, as what could he bring to the Lakers? So the Lakers already do have a couple of guards at that point guard position, and that's one, D'Angelo Russell, who is probably going to be the starter barring a trade here or there. And then they also have Gabe Vincent, who is finally looks like he's going to have a healthy season with the Lakers, as he did end the season there with the Lakers, but he mostly was just showing his defensive chops, as his offensive rhythm was for the most part off down there or down the stretch for the Lakers. So those are the two guards that the Lakers have in front of them, and they also do have Jalen Hood-Schifino and Bronny James, but it looks more likely that those guys will be in the G League, really honing their skills and getting better. So a guy like Tyus Jones would make sense for this Lakers squad. Like I said, he's not a person that is really going to hurt you too much, and that is very important when you're adding pieces to your squad, because you want to add to your team. You don't want to subtract in any way, and Tyus Jones is not a player that's going to subtract to your team in any way, shape, or form, just because of the way he plays. He really makes good decisions. Like, he has one of the best assist to turnover ratios we've seen in this league from any point guard. So he's a guy that knows what he's doing out there, and if you put him in the right situations or different situations, he'll thrive or find a way to thrive, because he is a very smart basketball player, and that is what the Lakers could definitely use more of, just more smart basketball players that can really help read and react situations, help in maybe some certain defensive situations, as he is not the biggest point guard. He's around that 6'1", 6'2" height, but he is a solid defender there. He's not going to be a lockdown defender in any shape or form, but he can be a guy that can be in the right spots at times. He can be a guy that can take charges, and that is very important when you're trying to build a defensive scheme around a guy like Anthony Davis. So Tyus Jones, to me, makes a lot of sense for the Lakers to go at him, especially if you can get him at that veteran minimum. But it looks like the Lakers would have to obviously cut some roster spots, and so there's more in that article there, as they're in a tough spot due to Christian Wood, Jackson Hayes, and Cam Reddish opting into their second-year player options, but the Lakers could salary dump one of them in a trade. If they were to dump them and add Jones, the Lakers would at least be moving in the right direction, but more likely would have to do to have done to consider themselves more likely to have done more to consider themselves contenders. So to add to that point there, as this obviously won't push the needle to make the Lakers contenders, but this would help the Lakers just be a solid team, be a solid 82-game team, and also probably help in the playoffs as well, because he did have some solid moments with the Memphis Grizzlies in the playoffs way back when. So he can be a guy that's not going to hurt your team, and if he can help your team, as long with if the Lakers are able to get off some of these roster spots, more likely Cam Reddish or Christian Wood, because I do think the Lakers will still kind of want to use Jackson Hayes. He did have some good moments towards the end of the season there when he was backing up Anthony Davis. So if they can try to find a way to trade one Cam Reddish or Christian Wood in one of these consolidation trades to help free up a roster spot, and then they can possibly get Tyus Jones here, not even just for the minimum. Maybe they can bump that up to the taxpayer mid-level exception, which is about $5.2 million a season. And the Lakers are able to do that for a guy like Tyus Jones. I think they can definitely get him on their roster, because I don't know how many other teams are really looking for another backup point guard, as some of these other teams are starting to really fill out the rest of their rosters, and Tyus Jones is looking like a sitting duck out there, and this guy is like I said, one of the best backup point guards in this league. So he's a very hard guy to really just replicate some of the things he does, because he's just very solid all around. It is not a very high ceiling, as he's not going to be a guy that's going to really just score 30 on a random night or something like that, but he's more of a guy that's going to probably get you just about 10 points per game and just about 5 assists per game, and he's not going to turn over the basketball, which is really what you want from a backup player. So it's just a guy just to do his job, just be a veteran in that room, and that's what he could be on this Lakers squad. That's why I think the Lakers should go after a guy like him. But let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think we should go after a guy like Tyus Jones? Do you think he'll be a solid backup to D'Angelo Russell and also along with Gabe Vincent? Or do you think the Lakers should not and go after another guard out there on the market? Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below. And then also, just one more time, just want to remind you guys to subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. There's about 73% of you guys not subscribed to the channel just yet. And if you guys want more of that, like your news, like your updates, just every and all things Lakers basketball, you guys want to come right here to Lakers Digest. All right, that's going to be it for this video. I've been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.